What if I told you that today's workout isn't just about movement? It's about reclaiming the deep, untapped strength that still lives inside you. You see, most fitness routines for seniors focus only on the basics: flexibility, balance, and muscle tone. Important, absolutely. But what if those movements you've done 100 times, like standing up from a chair or rising on your toes, held hidden powers you've never even considered? This space we've created together isn't just about exercises. It's about rediscovering your body's quiet wisdom, reconnecting with your independence, and remembering that age doesn't limit your strength, it reveals it. Today, I'll guide you through 3 simple but powerful movements. Not to stay active, you've heard that enough. We'll explore how these moves activate your inner stabilizers, send strong signals back to your brain, and support parts of your body that most workouts overlook. These are the kind of insights no one ever told us growing up, but they can change how you walk, how you stand, and even how you feel about your future. So take a breath, settle in, and know that you're exactly where you need to be. Before we get started, drop your name and where you're watching from in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Let's begin. Exercise 1, chair. Sit to stand, the brain's rehearsal for independence. Most people think of sit to stand as a simple leg exercise, a basic movement we take for granted until it becomes difficult. But what if I told you this movement is actually one of the most powerful neurological rehearsals your body can perform? Every time you rise from a chair, you're not just working your thighs, you're training your brain to believe in your independence. Here's why that matters. After age 60, one of the greatest threats to autonomy isn't just weak muscles, it's hesitation. The brain begins to second guess, can I make it to the kitchen safely? Will I lose balance when I stand? These doubts are not just emotional, they're neurological loops formed from years of reduced movement and subtle fear. But the chair sit-to-stand movement is a powerful antidote. Each time you push up from a seated position and rise with intention, you're activating deep postural muscles, engaging your core, strengthening the glutes and quadriceps, and most importantly, sending a clear signal to your brain. I am capable of rising. I am still in control. Research shows that practicing sit-to-stand regularly improves not only leg strength, but also reaction time, coordination, and mental confidence in daily transitions, like getting out of bed, stepping off a curb, or answering the door. Even more fascinating, neuroscientists now understand that repetitive full-body movements like sit-to-stand can stimulate brain regions responsible for executive function, decision-making, and spatial orientation. You're not just training muscles, you're keeping your brain young and responsive. So the next time you stand up from a chair, don't rush it. Don't treat it like a throwaway movement. Treat it like a ceremony, like a promise to your future self. I will continue to rise. Let's practice. Instructions. Here's how to do it safely and effectively. Choose a sturdy chair, ideally one without wheels. If possible, place it against a wall to prevent sliding. Stand tall in front of the chair with your feet shoulder-width apart, knees slightly bent. Slowly lower yourself into a seated position, keeping your chest lifted and your back straight. Once seated, pause for a moment, then press through your heels and rise back to standing, using your legs, not your hands, as much as possible. Breathe steadily, inhale as you lower, exhale as you rise. Let's begin with just a few slow, controlled repetitions. Focus less on how many and more on how present you are with each movement. You're not just sitting and standing, you're rebuilding the brain's trust in your body. Feel the strength under your feet. Feel the message you're sending yourself with every lift. Let's rise together. Exercise 2. Heel raises, rediscovering the power beneath you. This might surprise you. Your ability to stay upright, walk with confidence, and react quickly to a stumble isn't just about leg strength. It's about your hidden sensors, the ones located in your ankles, feet, and calves. And the heel raise is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to wake them up. These hidden sensors are part of your body's proprioceptive system, the built-in GPS that tells your brain where you are in space. It's the reason you can walk without looking at your feet or shift your weight to catch yourself when you trip. But with age, these sensors start to fall asleep if we don't engage them. And when they do, falls become more likely even on flat ground. Heel raises are more than just a calf exercise. They're a direct signal to your nervous system. Hey, I'm still here. I'm still grounded. I know where I am. Each time you rise up on your toes and lower down with control, you activate the stabilizers that live deep inside your lower legs, muscles that don't show off in a mirror, but quietly keep you balanced every single day. And there's more. New studies show that heel raises stimulate ankle mobility, which is directly tied to walking speed and stride length, two critical indicators of long-term mobility and even cognitive health. Yes, you read that right. The way your foot moves when you rise onto your toes is linked to how confidently you move through the world and how clearly your brain processes those movements. But here's the part I love most. When you lift your heels, you're lifting yourself off autopilot. You're waking up areas of your body and brain that might have gone silent for years. You're saying, I still have control. I still have rhythm. I still rise on purpose. So today, don't just think of this as a simple movement. Think of it as reclaiming your base of power from your feet up. You may never have thought of your toes as heroes of balance, but trust me, they're carrying more wisdom than we give them credit for. Let's practice instructions. Here's how to perform heel raises with safety and intention. Stand beside or behind a sturdy chair with one or both hands resting lightly for balance. Feet hip-width apart, grounded evenly. Keep your spine tall, chest lifted, and shoulders relaxed. Slowly lift both heels off the floor, rising up onto your toes. Focus on control, don't rush. Pause for a second at the top. Feel your calves engage and your body gently shift upward. Lower your heels back down slowly and mindfully. Breathe naturally. Exhale as you rise. Inhale as you lower. Start with 10 to 12 repetitions. If you feel steady, work up to 20 or even 30 over time. This isn't about strength alone, it's about precision and awareness. Each lift is a message to your body. We're still adapting. We're still sharp. We're still moving with grace. Take your time. Let your feet rediscover their brilliance. Exercise 3, seated leg extensions, building circulation and step confidence. We often think of leg strength as something that helps us climb stairs, stand longer, or get out of a car with ease. And that's true. But what if I told you that the simple act of extending your leg while seated could unlock something far more vital, better circulation, lighter legs, and more confident steps? Let me explain. As we age, one of the lesser-known challenges we face is reduced blood flow and lymphatic movement in the legs. You might notice swelling in the ankles, cold feet, or that uncomfortable heavy leg feeling after sitting too long. That's not just aging, it's stagnation. The seated leg extension is one of the gentlest, most effective ways to stimulate blood flow, lymph drainage, and nerve signaling through the lower limbs. And you don't even need to stand up to do it. Each time you lift your leg, you're activating your quadriceps, the large muscles at the front of your thigh. These muscles act like pumps, squeezing vessels and pushing blood back toward the heart. At the same time, you're encouraging movement of lymph fluid, which helps reduce swelling, inflammation, and even supports your immune system. But there's a second layer to this exercise, and it's all about step confidence. You see, many older adults begin to fear stairs, curbs, or uneven ground, not because they're weak, but because they've lost trust in how their legs respond. Will my leg hold? Will my foot catch? What if I trip? These thoughts create hesitation. Hesitation creates imbalance. And imbalance, that's when falls happen. But when you train your legs to extend with control, even in a seated position, you rebuild neuromuscular trust. Your brain begins to reconnect the dots. This leg can lift. This leg can stabilize. I can take the next step. The beauty of seated leg extensions is that they mimic the forward phase of walking without the risk of falling. It's strength training, coordination practice, and circulation support all in one simple seated move. So if you've ever felt unsure about your footing, if you found yourself slowing down on stairs, or if your legs just feel sluggish some days, this exercise is a quiet revolution. You're not just lifting a leg, you're lifting the quality of every step you'll take this week. Let's practice. Instructions. Sit tall in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor and hands resting gently on the sides for support. Keep your back straight and shoulders relaxed. Slowly extend your right leg forward, straightening the knee until your foot is off the floor and your leg is almost parallel. Hold for 1-2 seconds. Feel the thigh engage. Lower it back down with control. Now switch to the left leg and repeat the same motion. That's 1 rep for each leg. Alternate between right and left. Start with 10-15 reps per side and gradually increase as you feel stronger. Stay focused on form, no jerky movements, no rushing. Each lift is a chance to send blood flowing, wake up nerves, and retrain your walking pattern from the ground up. And remember, you're not just working out. You're working on walking tall, moving freely, and living without fear of your next step. Let your legs remember what they were built to do. Move you forward. Real-world advice for seniors. As a health educator who has worked closely with seniors, I want to remind you, movement is not about intensity, it's about intention. You don't need to sweat strain or do 50 perfect reps. What matters most is consistency, awareness, and connection. When you move daily, especially through thoughtful, purposeful movements like the ones we did today, you are not just keeping your muscles alive. You're keeping your mind sharp, your joints nourished, and your independence intact. Here's a tip I share with my clients. Anchor these exercises to something you already do. For example, do 5 chair stands every time you get up to make tea. Sneak in heel raises while brushing your teeth. Add 10 leg extensions before reading the morning paper. When fitness becomes a part of your lifestyle, not a separate event, it becomes effortless. That's how you build strength without even thinking about it. And most importantly, listen to your body, not your ego. Some days you may do more, some days less. Both are victories when you're showing up with care and intention. Because aging isn't about slowing down, it's about moving smarter. Who should avoid these exercises? If you're recovering from recent surgery, have severe joint pain, dizziness, or uncontrolled blood pressure, please check with your doctor before starting any new exercise routine. You didn't just move, you chose to rise. Take a moment right now before the day rushes back in and feel what you have just done. You didn't just lift your legs or rise from a chair. You activated the very systems that keep you independent, upright, and free. You sent signals to your muscles, your brain, your balance center, reminding them we are still in motion. You chose strength over stillness, progress over pause. And the beauty of it, you did it with simple, intentional movements that many overlook, but your future self will thank you for. Too often, older adults are told what they can't do, but what you did today proves otherwise. You're not losing your edge, you're sharpening it. So please take pride in that. Celebrate it. And if you found even one small insight today that helped you feel stronger, steadier, or more hopeful, share it with someone you care about. Because strength grows even faster when we grow together. There's still so much more your body is capable of, and many parts of it are quietly waiting to be reawakened. Sometimes it's not about doing more, but about paying attention to what we've long ignored. So stay curious, stay open, and keep asking what else is possible for me. Stay curious, stay consistent, and most of all, stay kind to your body. It's listening. I'll see you soon. Until then, keep rising.